For years, you've been taught that your value depends on how many people like you, accept you, or choose you. You start checking your phone every few minutes, waiting for a message that makes you feel important. You change your opinions just to avoid rejection. You stay quiet when you should speak up because you're afraid someone might walk away. Little by little, you stop living your own life and start living for other people's approval. That's one of the biggest traps a man can fall into. The truth is, the moment your happiness depends on someone else's attention, you've handed them control over your life. You become predictable. You become desperate. And desperation is easy to notice. People naturally respect those who respect themselves first. They admire the person who has a purpose, who is busy building something meaningful, and who doesn't need constant reassurance to feel confident. Think about the strongest people you've ever met. They don't spend every day trying to impress everyone around them. They know who they are. They understand their values. They don't waste energy proving their worth because their actions already speak louder than words. That kind of confidence isn't something you're born with. It's built every single day through discipline, keeping your promises to yourself, and refusing to let fear make your decisions. Stop asking, do they like me? Start asking, am I becoming someone I respect? That single change in thinking will transform the way you walk, the way you speak, and the way you handle pressure. The less you need validation, the more freedom you gain. You stop performing for attention and start building a life that gives you genuine confidence, regardless of who is watching. One of the biggest mistakes a man can make is believing that a relationship should become the center of his entire world. The moment you make another person your only purpose, you slowly begin to lose yourself. Your goals get pushed aside. Your ambitions become less important. Your time is spent trying to keep someone happy instead of building the future you once dreamed about. At first, it feels like love, but over time it turns into dependence. And dependence weakens your confidence. Instead of chasing someone to complete your life, build a life that already feels complete. Focus on becoming stronger, learning new skills, improving your health, growing your career, and creating a future you're proud of. Every hour you invest in yourself adds something that no one can take away. A better body, a sharper mind, more discipline, and greater financial stability will always stay with you because you earned them through hard work. People are naturally drawn to those who have direction. When you wake up every morning with a mission bigger than seeking someone's attention, your energy changes. You carry yourself differently because your identity is built on purpose, not on approval. You stop worrying about every small text message or every little misunderstanding because your entire day isn't controlled by one person's opinion of you. The man who is constantly improving doesn't have time to beg for attention. He's too busy creating opportunities, solving problems, and becoming better than he was yesterday. That quiet determination speaks louder than endless promises ever could. It shows that your life has value beyond any relationship, and that the respect you have for yourself comes from the work you put in every single day. A lot of people think confidence comes from saying the right words or acting tough in front of four O's. They believe that if they speak louder, show off more, or pretend to have everything under control, people will see them as strong. But real confidence doesn't work like that. Real confidence is built in silence, through the choices you make when nobody is watching. It's created by discipline, consistency, and the willingness to do hard things even when you don't feel like doing them. Every promise you keep to yourself adds another brick to your confidence. Waking up early when you said you would. Finishing the workout instead of making excuses. Learning a new skill instead of wasting hours scrolling through your phone. Saving money instead of spending it just to impress people. These small decisions may not seem exciting, but they slowly shape the kind of man you become. Over time, you stop needing to convince people that you mečet life because your actions prove it every single day. Purpose is just as important as discipline. A man without purpose is easily distracted. He follows trends, chases attention, and lets other people decide what matters. But when you know exactly where you're going, distractions lose their power. You don't waste energy comparing yourself to everyone else because your focus is on becoming better than the person you were yesterday. The world respects people who are reliable, focused, and committed to their goals. They don't need to talk about success every day because they're busy working toward it. Their confidence comes from knowing they've earned every step forward. and that no challenge can break the mindset they've built through discipline and purpose. Many men try to look confident by speaking with certainty, dressing well, or pretending that nothing affects them. They think confidence is something you can fake until people believe it. That might work for a few minutes, but real life always exposes the difference between appearance and substance. When pressure shows up, fake confidence disappears. True confidence stays because it has been built through experience, effort, and repeated action. You don't become confident by telling yourself you're amazing every morning. You become confident by doing the things you once believed were impossible. Every challenge you face and overcome changes the way you see yourself. Maybe it's walking into a room where you know no one, starting a business you've been afraid to launch, speaking up when your opinion matters, or pushing through one more difficult workout when your body wants to quit. Every time you act despite fear, you prove to yourself that fear doesn't control you anymore. Action creates evidence. Evidence creates belief. And belief becomes confidence. That's why the most confident people aren't always the ones talking the most. They're usually the ones who have put in the work behind the scenes. They've failed, learned, adapted, and kept moving forward. They don't need applause because they already know what they're capable of. Stop waiting for confidence before taking action. It doesn't arrive first. It follows your actions. The first step will always feel uncomfortable, and that's completely normal. Growth has never come from staying comfortable. The more challenges you face, the more capable you become. Over time, your mindset changes because you've collected enough victories to trust yourself. That's the kind of confidence nobody can give you and nobody can take away because you earned it through consistent action and relentless effort every single day. Respect is not something you can demand from people. It isn't given because you raise your voice, try to control others, or constantly remind everyone of your value. Real respect is earned through the way you carry yourself and the standards you refuse to compromise. People pay attention to the man who knows what he believes, stands by his principles, and stays calm even when life becomes difficult. That kind of strength doesn't need to be announced because it shows in every decision he makes. A man with strong standards doesn't accept behavior that goes against his values, but he also doesn't waste time trying to change everyone around him. He understands that his energy is valuable. Instead of arguing over every small issue, he focuses on building a life that reflects discipline, honesty, and responsibility. When people see that your words and your actions match, they naturally begin to trust and respect you. Standards also mean respecting yourself enough to walk away from situations that constantly pull you backward. Whether it's negative friendships, unhealthy habits, or relationships filled with disrespect, you don't stay simply because you're afraid of being alone. You choose peace over chaos and growth over comfort. That decision isn't always easy, but it shows that your self-worth is stronger than your fear of losing someone. The strongest men don't spend their lives trying to prove they deserve respect. They earn it by being dependable, keeping their promises, and staying consistent when everyone else gives up. They know that character is built over time, not overnight. Every disciplined choice, every honest conversation, and every difficult decision strengthens their reputation. People remember the man who stays true to his values, even when nobody is watching, because integrity always speaks louder than empty words or temporary success. Many people think success is only about money, expensive cars, or a title that impresses others. Those things can be rewarding, but they are only a small part of the picture. Real success begins long before anyone notices it. It starts in the quiet mornings when you choose discipline over comfort. It grows every time you stay committed to your goals, while everyone else is looking for shortcuts. The life people admire is usually built through years of consistent effort that nobody ever sees. When you dedicate yourself to becoming better every single day, something changes inside you. You stop comparing your journey to everyone else, because your focus becomes your own progress. Instead of wasting time trying to impress people, you invest your energy into learning, improving your health, developing valuable skills, and creating opportunities. That steady growth builds a confidence that doesn't disappear when someone criticizes you or doubts your potential. People naturally remember those who bring value wherever they go. A man who solves problems, keeps his word, works hard, and treats others with respect leaves a lasting impression. He doesn't need to chase attention because his actions speak louder than any speech ever could. Whether it's in business, friendships, or relationships, people trust someone who consistently delivers results and stays true to his principles. Success also gives you choices. Instead of making decisions from fear or desperation, you begin making them from a position of strength. You no longer feel trapped by other people's opinions because you've built a life that stands on your own effort. Every goal you achieve reminds you that your future is shaped by your habits, your mindset, and your willingness to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult and nobody is cheering you on. The greatest shift in a man's life happens when he stops fearing that people will leave him and starts focusing on becoming someone he can always rely on. Too many men live with the constant worry of losing a relationship, a friendship, or someone's approval. That fear shapes their decisions. They stay silent when they should speak, accept treatment they know they don't deserve, and sacrifice their own values just to keep someone from walking away. But a life built on fear will never bring real confidence. The moment you understand your worth comes from within, everything begins to change. You stop trying to hold on to people at any cost because you know that your future doesn't depend on anyone else's choices. Instead of asking what you need to do to make others stay, you ask what you need to do to become stronger, wiser, healthier, and more disciplined. That simple change in mindset gives you a level of freedom that many people never experience. A man who trusts himself carries a different kind of energy. He isn't cold or arrogant. He simply knows that no matter what happens, he'll find a way forward. If life becomes difficult, he'll adapt. If he fails, he'll learn. If someone walks away, he'll continue building the life he's working toward. His confidence doesn't disappear because it's not attached to another person's opinion. Becoming that man is a daily process. It's built through every challenge you face, every promise you keep to yourself, and every decision that moves you closer to the person you want to become. You no longer chase validation because you've discovered something far more valuable. The confidence that comes from knowing you can face uncertainty, overcome setbacks, and continue growing with purpose, resilience, and unwavering belief in yourself.